Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our program, Start and Grow Your Business. My name is Eleanor Chatterton. I'm a librarian at the St. Louis Public Library, and I am delighted that we are partnering with Missouri Sourcelink tonight. A few housekeeping items just to start off with. You start off with your camera and microphone off, as in most Zoom meetings, and you are welcome to turn your cameras on or leave them off. We'd love to see you, but don't feel like you have to. And when it comes to questions and the participation parts of things, feel free to unmute yourself or to use the chat, whichever you are more comfortable with. We are recording this program as we speak, and once we have that recording up on the library's YouTube channel, I will send a link to everyone who registered. So if you get caught up and forget to take some notes, don't worry, you can go back and check that out. So without further ado, Missouri Sourcelink connects entrepreneurs and small business owners with a network of nonprofit resource organizations that provide business building services. They facilitate the linking of these resource organizations to one another and to establish emerging and startup small businesses throughout the region. Their mission is to help entrepreneurs and small businesses across the state of Missouri grow and succeed by providing free, easy access to the help you need when you need it. Our speaker tonight is Caitlin Jones. She is a network navigator with Missouri Sourcelink, and she helps entrepreneurs get the right resource at the right time and engages with community organizations in the process. As a social worker and St. Louis Venture for America Fellow, she brings with her empathy and determination to find resources for businesses that are just starting out or are ready to scale. And with that, I will turn it over to you, Caitlin.
Great. Thank you so much, Eleanor, and thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I'm excited to learn about where you are in your business and get you connected to some resources to help you on your way. So I'd like to give a little shout out to the St. Louis Public Library for hosting us this evening. They're a great resource partner of ours, especially for those early stage entrepreneurs looking for market research and everything. So don't forget about your libraries. We love them and we love to support them. So thank you so much, Eleanor. So yeah, Missouri Sourcelink, we are a nonprofit entrepreneurial support organization across the state of Missouri to get you connected to the right resources at the right time for your business. So this next slide that I'm going to share is a little video that'll give a little bit more introduction and some more information about who we are.
We've got you.
We are Missouri Sourcelink.
And we're here to help you start or grow a business in Missouri.
So how do we do that?
You could spend all your time searching the internet,
talking to pricey consultants,
leaping before you look,
or you could save yourself the time and the headache
and reach out to us first.
We can connect you to over 600 support providers across the state.
Seriously,
it's our job to know every resource,
the services they offer,
and the best person in that organization to get you moving forward.
These are low and no cost coaches, mentors, and experts.
Trainings, classes, and networking events across the state
to help you do what you love.
Once you contact us, we'll ask you about your business or business idea
and talk about what your goals are.
Then we'll craft you a personal action plan.
That's a step-by-step guide that connects you with the people, organizations, and resources who can help you turn your dream into a business.
Have questions along the way or need your next set of steps?
Just reach out to us again.
So let's make it happen. You can always call us
Monday through Friday
from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
You'll talk to these people.
You're up, marketing team. You can also reach us via email, our social media channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter,
and request your personal action plan on our website.
If you want to see what's ahead of your entrepreneur journey, check out the resource reel.
Explore hundreds of events each month on our business calendar.
We have online resource guides to walk you through, step by step, how to start and grow a business.
And we have stories of local entrepreneurs, often before they make headlines,
to inspire your journey every step of the way.
And finally, we know that what gets measured gets prioritized.
So we measure entrepreneurial efforts and report on how together
we are making Missouri the state for innovation between the coasts.
So why do we do what we do?
Because entrepreneurship is important.
There are numbers to prove it.
Entrepreneurs create 80% of all new jobs in Missouri.
It's entrepreneurs who create the culture and the vibrancy of our region.
Entrepreneurs solve problems, empower others,
innovate the future, create hope and prosperity,
and change the world.
You inspire us with your ideas, innovations, and stories.
Like Janera Moore,
Scott Bachman, Stephanie Campbell,
Anna Haney,
Max Muñeco,
Libby Martin,
Nathan Holmes,
Laura Coulter and Reshma Chamberlain, and Shelley and Jonas Unell.
They are why we do this.
You are why we do this.
So what are you waiting for?
Let us help you make it happen.
All right, so that was just a little bit about us. So Missouri Sourcelink was created as a statewide referral network that links Missouri business owners to local, regional, university, and state resources. We link small business development support organizations to each other and to entrepreneurs and small business owners across the state. We also measure the progress of entrepreneurial efforts and report on how Missouri is becoming the state for innovation between the coasts. I should also mention that we're a nonprofit, so all of our services are free for you, the entrepreneur, and we work with other nonprofit educational organizations and government-funded organizations throughout the state. So before we go too much further into the entrepreneurial journey, I'd love to hear from you all where you are in your journey. So if you want to come off mute or type in the chat, just where you are in the process, whether you just have an idea that you want to get started with, or if you've been in business for 10 years. And then what is something that you need right now to help move your business forward? So I'd love to hear from folks, anyone that wants to share. And I'm not seeing the chat right now, so Eleanor, if anyone pops in there, could you please let me know? Thank you.
All right, it looks like the chat is starting to hop a little bit. People needed to get their typing fingers working, I guess. So we've got Emily saying working on building a social media presence and trying to find ways to make her business more profitable. Vince has been in business about 6 months and is starting to rapidly expand, so looking to learn about resources for scalability. Francesca has an idea and needs some direction. Sounds like a good beginning. And so is Maricel. Nicole says, just starting my business, no idea what I'm doing. And then Emily is considering LLC or DBA filing. We've got Thomas saying, just formed an LLC, working on their first product, a tablet op game about book collecting. Needs some guidance with financials, resources for intermediate funding to pay contractors and manufacturers. That's what we've got. So
awesome. Well, thank you all so much for sharing. And sounds like we've got a good variety of folks in the room. Sounds like a lot of early stage, idea stage entrepreneurs. So that's great, but you're definitely in the right spot, and I hope to be able to get you connected to some resources. So excited to learn some more. So a little bit about Missouri's entrepreneurs. The way that we at Missouri Sourcelink categorize our entrepreneurs are the micro enterprises or the micropreneurs, Main Street entrepreneurs, second stage, and innovation led. So you can see the different percentages of the entrepreneurs in Missouri. I'm going to share a little bit more about these types of entrepreneurs so that you can kind of get a better understanding of where you might fall in that category to help you best determine what types of resources would be a good fit for you. So the first one, the micro enterprise entrepreneurs, these are folks that are looking to create additional personal income, maybe focused around the owner's personal expertise, may not have a physical location. Some of these resources that you may be looking for are micro lending programs to get started, programs providing additional starting a business education. So more early stage folks, very passionate about what they're doing and looking at expanding this further. The next type of entrepreneur is the Main Street entrepreneurs. These ones are also focused on the owner's passion, has a physical storefront. You may have employees. And then some of the resources that you're looking for are operational support services, access to customers and employees. And I also want to note that this is the type of entrepreneur that has been the most hard hit during COVID. We've seen a lot of resources come out for Main Street entrepreneurs, which I'll dive into a little bit later, but really want to highlight those folks here. And then we have the second stage entrepreneurs. These are folks that have grown past startup. They're well established, but not quite yet at maturity. They may benefit from adding professional managers. Their owners may be ready to move to the next level. Some of these resources may be finding the next market. Maybe you want to expand to another state or another city. Maybe you're looking at exporting resources. Maybe you want to go international, and then just further expansion. Maybe you want to have another location. And then lastly, the innovation-led entrepreneurs and businesses. So these ones are focused on a new technology or a breakthrough process. There's a potential for a very large market. And I will say that St. Louis in particular has quite a few different innovation-led businesses and partners, Arch Grants, T-Rex, I-10, all of these resource partners are very heavily focused on the innovation-led businesses. So some of the resources that these businesses may be looking for include incubators, accelerators, wet labs, equity funding, pitching, and valuation assistance. So there's the 4 types of entrepreneurs, but there's also the 4 different stages. So by putting together your type of business and the stage of business will help you get really well put for what resources you're looking for when you're looking for that next step and to grow your business. Knowing the type and the stage is really important. So the first stage is inception or idea. You have a business idea. So I know some folks mentioned in the chat that they're just starting out with their idea. So you would be at this stage. You may not have fully developed a plan quite yet. So at this stage, you're learning how to turn your dream into a real life business and who in your region can help you, whether that's a workshop, building a business plan, getting the entrepreneurial mindset. Stage 2 is for market intro. You have validated your idea. You know you have a market. Now you're ready to develop your product and enter the market to get your first customers. So to get there, you'll want to test your concept, market your product or service, and distribute this to your customers. The third stage is rollout. This is where you have a business model, a proven value proposition, your operations work, and you have customers. So you're ready to grow your professional network. Maybe you're looking for additional capital so you can keep that momentum going. And then lastly, growth and expansion, which is the ultimate goal. You have an established business, you're generating a consistent flow of income, and you're ready to kick things up a notch. You're hiring more employees and expanding your workspace, and you want to reach more markets. So again, knowing the type of business that you are and the stage of business that you're in is really important when you're looking for resources. So how can Missouri Sourcelink help you, and what do we do? So in the video, we talked about the calendar, the resource navigator, resource rail, personal action plans, all these things that we have on our website that can help you get connected to those resources. So when you come to our website, it's mosourcelink.com. You'll see quite a few different tools on here, maybe a little bit overwhelming at first, but I'm going to walk through what each of the resources are and how they would be a good fit for your business. So the first one is our hotline. If you just want to speak with someone, you don't want to dig around too much, just give us a call. Our number is 866-870-6500. And you'll speak with a network navigator, either myself or one of my coworkers, and we'll ask you a little bit about your business, the type of business that you are, the stage of business, what it is that you're looking for. We'll gather some personal information from you, your email, so that we can get you connected to those resources, your zip code, so we know where you're located. And then we also follow up with you a month later to make sure that things are progressing and you're moving forward, and to see if we can provide you with any additional support. So the personal action plan. You can access this at our website. There's the URL right there. But if you give us a call, you'll also receive a personal action plan. And this is a guided to-do list of where to go next for your business. So for those folks that say, I have an idea, not really sure where to start, that's great, that's perfect. We'll get you connected with a business mentor, some resources for business planning, maybe a few classes that you can attend, things like that. If you're looking for funding, we'll get you connected to some resources. Maybe you're looking for an accelerator. All of these things that all these resource partners will get you connected. And in the personal action plan, rather than just sending you off to an organization, we'll give you a name and a contact so that you know who to reach out to get the services that you need. We also have the option to meet with a network navigator virtually. So this was developed during COVID because we still wanted to have that one-on-one interaction that we used to have at coffee shops or networking events to meet with entrepreneurs on a personal level. So you can request this virtual meeting. It would be a one-on-one Zoom meeting to, again, go over your business idea, your business, what it is that you're looking for, and we'll get you connected to those resources and send them your way. And we also have the resource rail. So if we were all meeting in person right now, I would hand you each one of these, but we have this available for a download on our website as well. But this is kind of a subway map of resources. So again, if you're in that early ideation stage, getting you connected to those resources for that specific area in your business. And the resource rail is divided by statewide resources, so resources that are available to anyone in the state, but also by region. So I'm assuming most of you are in the St. Louis region, although I don't want to assume that it's a virtual event, anyone can join. But if you look at the resource rail specifically for the St. Louis region, you'll see quite a few different resources in our area just for you. And we also have the Resource Navigator. This is a searchable database for all of those resources. So if you're up late at 2 in the morning and wanting to look for resources to help your business, you would type in your zip code, what it is that you're looking for if you have a specific industry and the stage of business, and then resources will come up for a list. So this particular search is for St. Louis. You'll be able to read a little bit more about what the resource provides and then get connected to that primary contact to be able to reach out. And we also have our calendar of events. So the nice thing about being online is you can attend events anywhere in the state. So whether it's networking events to business plan workshops, especially now with the PPP funding and the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, all these CARES funding that's coming out, there's quite a few different workshops on that. Accelerated deadlines, tons of events. So make sure you check that out. And all of these are either free or low cost. And we also have a monthly newsletter. So our newsletter is for entrepreneurs. We have a list of events. We like to highlight different awards and competitions, anything that's happening in the ecosystem, just different events that may be relevant for you. And then we also created our COVID business resource and updates page. So this was looking at how to transition your businesses online or looking at other resources that you may need due to the pandemic. We are in the process of updating this with some more new and relevant information as we've been into this for almost over a year now. So that is one. And then we also have the small business financing page as well. So this is looking at different PPP, CARES, all of the things located in your county or region for funding specific to COVID. And then we also have reports. So Show Me Jobs and Show Me Capital. These are looking at, as we mentioned in the video, we like to measure entrepreneurial success across the state. So we know that 80% of new jobs are from entrepreneurs. And then looking at Show Me Capital, what loan funds or what grant opportunities are available across the state. So that's kind of all I have for you, but definitely reach out and get connected. like I said, the one-on-one virtual network navigator. You can request a personal action plan or give us a call. So now I'd like to open it up for any questions that you may have. Thank you so much.
So again, if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like to, type things in the chat, however you would like to do it.
I have a question, which is basically, you know, I'm not a tax person. I've never formed a small business before. It's just a thing I wanted to do, and I find that I don't mind reading forms, but there are a lot of sort of overwhelming versions of the same sentence and, you know, codes and whatnot. And I'm working on a pretty low budget here. I'm a grad student. My partner's a grad student, and we're just trying to sort of make some materials to get started. A lot of advice on the internet says something like, you know, get a CPA, pay them money. I'm like, okay, well, if I had the money to pay a CPA, I wouldn't have this problem in the first place, right? So are there workarounds for that sort of problem where I'm trying to solve a problem where I'm not generating income yet, but I also don't want anyone to get upset with me, especially the kind folks at the IRS. Are there things, sort of pitfalls to be aware of, feet I can stick in my mouth?
Yeah, so kind of around, like, are you looking for resources specifically for, you mentioned like the CPA, I guess I'm just clarification on the question. If you're looking for resources on starting like without quite registering, is that?
Yeah, so I mean, I formed the LLC. I had a nice conversation with Kelly at City Hall, right? I'm sort of like jumping through these hoops. And I don't anticipate at this point having income. I just wanted that sort of shield between myself and the company. What I'm afraid of is that I somehow do that wrong, and then it doesn't really matter that I tried to create the shield because I did it the wrong way. And the advice I get is like, oh, well, pay someone $400 and they'll do it for you. I'm like, well, if I had $400 to give someone, that would be nice, but it's not really like, that's why I want this thing in place in the first place. Does that make sense?
I think so. So yeah, there's like the legal services clinic is one resource for the entity, Department of Revenue. They also have some resources. I don't know if that quite answers the question.
I'll check them out. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
That was kind of like the same thing that I was told, like when I have my LLC also. I did reach out to the Missouri Business Development Center, and I don't know if it's just because it's COVID, but they don't seem to be very responsive, if that's the correct word. I actually had a meeting, supposedly a Zoom meeting with someone who never scheduled the meeting. That's neither here nor there, but I was also told to get an accountant, get a business bank account, and I haven't even started my business plan yet. So I'm just trying to figure out, are you associated with the Missouri Business Development Center? And how legit are they if they don't even do what they're supposed to do?
So is this the Missouri Small Business Development Center?
Yeah, the MS, Missouri.
SBDC.
Yes, yes.
Yep. Yeah. So they are one of our resource partners. I know they have a hotline as well. Quite a few different workshops that we definitely recommend. But yeah, I would agree with your point of making sure you have your business plan first. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself when you're starting out.
So how do I get help with that? Because that's where I am. That's like the beginning stages. And I feel like I'm getting a lot of information, but I'm not being assisted with the very first step, which is starting a business plan, because I'm trying to figure out what direction I want my business to go in. And I know that it's very detailed and it's very overwhelming.
Yeah, so definitely business plan, we have some resources. I know the SBA has some resources that we refer to quite a bit.
Okay.
The SCORE mentors, they also often have a business plan workshop. Again, not sure if you're located in St. Louis, but SCORE St. Louis is a good one. Like entrepreneurial mindset classes as you're just starting out. Yeah, those types of resources, SCORE mentors, SBDC. There's also the Women's Business Center. They do one-on-one counseling. Again,
I've taken a lot of classes. Like I've actually taken classes with the Women's Development Business Center or whatever. I've taken so many different classes, but no one actually offers a class on doing the business plan.
Yeah, so I know.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know, yeah, the SCORE has one quite often. So check our calendar. You can search for specifically business planning and find some resources on that. But also Foundation, they have an idea support program. That's for early stage folks.
What is it called? I'm sorry. SCORE?
Yep, SCORE Mentors is one. And then the Balsa Foundation in St. Louis, they have a program called Idea Support.
Balsa, can you spell it for me?
Yep. BALSA Foundation.
Okay.
And then the program is called Idea Support.
That would be great. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, no problem. Thank you for joining.
I think we've got just one more question here in the chat from Julie about LLC startup fees. Do they have to be paid yearly?
So that I'm not sure offhand, and I do not want to give legal advice, but there are some resources. I know for the Missouri Secretary of State, they have some information on their website. And then, yeah, again, if you're in St. Louis, Legal Services of Eastern Missouri is a good one for entity formation that I'm familiar with.
I was just going to say that I'm in Illinois, and I know that the Secretary of State in Illinois, we do have to pay a small fee for the LLC license over here.
Are there any other questions?
Well, if there aren't any other questions, thank you everyone who showed up for tonight's presentation, and have a great evening.
Yes, thank you so much, and look forward to connecting with you.